All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one more live streaming here on our channel, and that's actually the first live streaming of 2023. By the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're doing well. And today we are going to discuss on the multi-cloud and DevOps trends for 2023, right? Because one thing is for sure, if you want to be among the best and highest paid on this industry, you need to understand where you should put your energy this year, right? So that's why I'm here to walk you through some of the trends that I have identified and I wanted to share with you today, okay? But before doing this, please let me know where you're connected from right now. Why are you doing this? I just wanted to introduce myself real quick if you don't know me yet. My name is John Rodriguez, and I'm working here at the Cloud Bootcamp. I'm founder, CEO, and CTO here at the Cloud Bootcamp. But before doing this, teaching multi-cloud and DevOps, I used to work as a senior principal cloud architect at Oracle Corporation. And one of my last projects in there, I was responsible for leading the infrastructure migration of the largest airline company to a multi-cloud architecture, and we have used it DevOps technologies along the way as well. All right, so just a quick intro. If you don't know me yet, that's going to be a pleasure. Having you in here. I'm going to be your host today, and put on the chat where you're connected from. And one thing I wanted to share with you: why should you care about trends, right? So maybe you're kind of still getting started, and one thing is for sure: if you want to know where you should put your energy and your focus this year when it comes to multi-cloud and DevOps, you need to understand to where the market is going to, right? Because that's gonna help you to save your time, to save your energy, and mainly avoid you wasting your time, energy, trying to learn a lot of stuff that will not make any change at all on your career. And I promise you that what I'm going to show to you on this live streaming is going to be whatever you need to know during this year to be among the best and highest paid on this industry, right? Because everything I'm going to show you, by the way, is based on data points, okay? And that's one of the key differences that you're going to see on any live streaming that I do in here. I use data points to give you information. So you should be very careful, because there are a lot of YouTube videos, YouTube cloud gurus out there sharing content, but in reality, is it really those kind of data information, is it really backing up with some data, with some research, or is it just out of their heads, right? So that's just a heads up for you. But we're going to get started now. Let's go ahead and let's get to the business. So you're excited for being here? Are you excited for this live streaming? If so, please let me know. But before we get started, I just reminded something in here. We are going to do a free intensive cloud training in the next few weeks, okay? So this is an invitation for you. You are my guest. If you want to learn multi-cloud and DevOps in a hands-on way and be among the best and highest paid, I wanted to invite you to register for free in the intensive cloud training, right? So as you can see, there is a QR code in the screen right now. What you can do if you're watching from your TV, you can point to your smartphone and register yourself for free. Or if you prefer, there will be a link in the description of this video as well. I'm gonna ask my team to put on the chat room right now. And you can go ahead and register yourself, okay? Because that's going to be amazing. We're going to do a, hands-on project, cloud hands-on project, where you're going to migrate a database and its application from a on-premise environment to a multi-cloud environment. So you're going to learn all of that for free on this training. It's going to be amazing. So go ahead and register yourself, and looking forward to seeing you in there, okay? All right, so let's get started then. Let me share my screen so that we can get started on this one. Let me know if you're seeing my screen. Probably you are. So basically, I brought you in here 4 trends in the multi-cloud and DevOps industry, okay? And to be very honest, I want to go ahead and cut to the chase with you, all right? So that we can go to the content. And if you have any questions along the way, please put them on the chat room. My team is in there, and they're going to answer you while I'm focusing here on the content, okay? So let's get started. The first trend that I brought to you in here is trend number 1, multi-cloud adoption will grow in 2023, right? So maybe you're still wondering, hey, is multi-cloud really going to grow? Should I focus on that or not? And then I brought something to you to show you, based on this article, and then, there are many other articles in there. If you do your research, you're gonna find it. But, based on this one, you can see that the IT leaders predict increased multi-cloud adoption in 2023, right? And there is a very special reason for that. The reason for that is 2022 was really a year, was a strong year for multi-cloud, and many enterprise companies started adopting that heavily. And because of that, many reference architectures, many reference customers have been created in 2022, which is, going to encourage more companies to basically take the same steps, okay? Because, you're going to see that when there is a new shift in the IT industry, usually the most innovative companies, they're going to do the first steps. They're going to take the first steps. And then once they take the first steps, this process is, documented. And, usually the big tech companies, they're going to create use cases or success stories so that they can show to other customers and show them, hey, look at this company here in your industry, they're doing well using this multi-cloud architecture. And because of that, those companies are going to start looking at, and those companies that are not using multi-cloud yet are going to start considering implementing that. So that's why you're going to see a growth, I would say an exponential growth in multi-cloud adoption in 2023. And why I'm telling you that? Why, does it matter to you? Because if you are an IT professional and you want to work with multi-cloud and DevOps technologies, you need to see if the market is growing or not, because you're gonna invest time on this, and then you need to see if it's gonna be worthy or not, right? And as you can see, the market is going to increase, is going to grow, and that's the perfect opportunity for the IT professionals that really have hands-on skill sets on those technologies, okay? And not only that, if you start looking what's happening among the cloud providers themselves, they are actually start creating multi-cloud reference architectures to help the customers to implement multi-cloud architectures. Look at that. This is really crazy, right? I brought you some examples in here. This is from Google Cloud. Google Cloud now has a partnership with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure to help the companies to use both Google Cloud and Oracle Cloud in the same architecture. And this is a white paper, by the way. If you want to have a look at that later on, you can research for that. And inside of this white paper, you're going to see that there is a reference architecture showing a workload running on Google Cloud and another workload running on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and you see that they are interconnected using the network cloud services, the cloud network services of each cloud provider, and of course they're using a partner in here, which is Equinix, helping them, to establish the network connectivity between themselves, right? But you see that the network, the cloud providers are actually creating reference architectures to help other companies, to help their clients, their customers, right? And this is just one of the examples, as you can see. There are more examples in here. For example, on this architecture in here, as you can see, it is a split stack architecture where a customer can now interconnect their environments running on AWS, on Google Cloud Platform, and other cloud infrastructure so that they can talk to each other in a private way, right? So, putting a little bit more of light on this architecture. So let's say that the company has workloads running on AWS, which is this rectangle in here. They have workloads running on Google Cloud Platform, and they have workloads running on other cloud infrastructure. And let's say that they wanted to make sure that those different environments sitting in different cloud providers want to talk to each other, right? Because of some application integration, some special needs, in a way that if they wanted to ping, for example, a Google Cloud Platform resource from AWS, they could, because the environment is interconnected at the network layer, as you can see here. This is just another example. If you start exploring, you're going to see more and more reference architectures. This is, again, a reference architecture that shows companies using other cloud infrastructure along with Microsoft Azure so that they could basically serve their clients with this multi-cloud architecture. So here's another example, right, of a database sitting on other cloud infrastructure and an application layer sitting on Microsoft Azure. And they again are connected through the network using a special cloud services to help them to interconnect to each other. And the special thing in here is that usually those connectivities are low latency, which helps the companies to achieve the peak performance on their applications. And then again, all of that you see that the companies right now are using it, because whenever a cloud provider creates a reference architecture, it basically means that some customers, some companies are already using it and having some sort of success on those architectures, and they decide to create a reference from this architecture to help other companies to use the same one. So you see that really, if you are an IT professional and you want to work with those technologies, multi-cloud, DevOps, you need to understand those things really, really well, right? You need to understand how those reference architectures would work, because at the end of the day, the companies are using them as we speak, okay? So that is a trend number one. Now, with the increased use of multi-cloud, we come to the trend number two, which basically is security, right? Security becomes a must in a multi-cloud environment. And here's the thing. When the companies started working and using multi-cloud environments, they're kind of like, hey, let's try that and see how it works. And to be very honest, I had been engaged in some cloud projects which security was not really a concern. Okay, I still remember logging in cloud accounts, accounts from the customers, from different industries, small, medium, or big, and seeing resources inside of those accounts exposed to the internet, and where those resources shouldn't be exposed to the internet. For example, a database. A database usually should never be exposed to the internet, right? And the other one that I use it to see a lot is, the cloud accounts without a multi-factor authentication enabled. And if somebody gets the password of a root user, for example, they could easily log in and get access to the whole cloud account and create a big mess, right? But now, with the growing usage of multi-cloud environments, security becomes a must. And then you, as a IT professional, you need to understand the security best practices when it comes to multi-cloud environments. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to start working with cloud environments without knowing how you should work with them in a safe way, and then you could be responsible for, opening breaches for security incidents that can cost millions of dollars for the companies. And not only that, right? So if you think about that, if you're an IT professional and you're still don't have a really good grasp of the core services in a multi-cloud environment, or if you don't have a really good grasp of the major cloud providers which composes a multi-cloud environment, like AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and other cloud infrastructure, how you're going to make sure that those environments are safe. So that's one. That's why trend number 2 is security. Absolutely. And trend number 3 here, we're seeing more and more increased cloud native implementation projects in multi-cloud environments. And I brought to you in here what it says in this article from Forbes, which basically shows 5 trends reshaping IT infrastructure in 2023, right? And then you see that multi-cloud comes full circle with cloud native development. So you see that more and more the companies are looking for IT professionals, software developers, infrastructure engineers, DevOps engineers, cloud engineers that not only understand how to create virtual machines in the cloud, or how to do small or basic things in the cloud, but the companies are looking for people that really understand cloud native development, cloud native architectures. And what do you need to know about those cloud native developments? Which kind of technologies, maybe you're wondering, that you should know? And I'm going to give you some examples, right? So you see that on this article, they're mentioning Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a containers orchestrator that you should absolutely learn as quickly as possible if you don't know yet, because it's being widely adopted by companies when it comes to cloud native architectures and development. And another one, of course, that you should understand is you should understand and learn more about Docker containers. How you can, pack applications very easily in an image and deploy those applications in containers inside of containers instead of deploying them in virtual machines. This is cloud native development. And then not only that, there are many companies right now using serverless architectures and using function as a service to deploy and to basically deliver software to their end users. So you should learn more about serverless technologies as well, and function as a service, such as AWS Lambda, for example, that allows you to upload your code to a function within AWS, and you don't need to worry about managing the servers and all of that. So all of that is cloud native development, okay? And of course, there are many different types of technologies out there, but those are some major examples, right? And by the way, we're going to be using most of them in the intensive cloud training that's coming in a few weeks. So make sure that you register. The link is on the description if you didn't register yet, okay? It's free. So that's trend number 3. So let's go now to trend number 4. Trend number 4 is multi-cloud along with DevOps is equals to the new normal, right? So basically, as I usually like to, make this analogy, right? If you're new to multi-cloud, think that multi-cloud is like a representation of a home, okay? And inside of this home, you have the rooms, right? And then think that each one of the rooms is the representation of a given cloud provider. AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, or the cloud infrastructure, for example. Okay? And then now think that the DevOps is basically the set of practices, culture, that makes the house that I just mentioned in here, that makes this house smarter, okay? That makes this house more efficient and more automated. And because of that, the companies are using multi-cloud along with DevOps technology because it helps them to deliver their applications, their business results quicker than without using DevOps. And then I would say that in the future, it's going to be really impossible to properly manage a multi-cloud environment without proper DevOps practices. And there is a very interesting article from Forbes as well that shows that building a DevOps operating model to enable a multi-cloud strategy. And it basically says that if you scroll down on this article, it says that it is a multi-cloud world. We are just living in it. Here's how DevOps can make you successful. And if you look at the bottom in here, it says basically with the right multi-cloud strategy, you can embrace DevOps practices and cloud-native architectures without sacrificing governance and control, right? So as you can see, we are living now in a multi-cloud world. Basically means that we should have the proper tools and practices that can help us to control those environments. And that's exactly where the DevOps, which is a set of practices and tools, will help us to deliver those environments successfully. Okay? And then if you look at what's happening right now in the industry, big software companies are actually investing heavily in both multi-cloud and DevOps, right? This is one of the examples. This D2IQ is basically a Kubernetes platform that's being, getting really popular. Companies like BMW, the US government, GE Healthcare are using it right now. And you see that now the companies want to take advantage not only on the multi-cloud environments, which help them to use the best of the major cloud providers, but also they want to use the DevOps technologies aligned with those multi-cloud environments. So you see that because of that, multi-cloud along with DevOps is a new normal. And what does that mean to you as a IT professional? All right? Basically means that if you want to work with multi-cloud and DevOps and be among the best and highest paid, you should have a strong focus on learning the major and most relevant cloud providers such as AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and other cloud infrastructure, and also learning more about the core technologies that are being used in the DevOps ecosystem, right? Just some examples in here: Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Git, Python for automation, scripting, and all of that. So all those technologies are core technologies that you should be learning if you want to be among the best and highest paid in this industry, period. Okay? And as you could see, I removed all the noise and made and made that simple to you. Because one thing that you should be very careful, every single day there is a new technology out there. Every single day. Every single day you're going to see a new framework, a new service that helps you to manage Kubernetes. Every single day you're going to see a new infrastructure as a code tool that helps you to deploy cloud environments. But one thing I wanted to advise you, focus on the concepts, the foundation, and on the core services of the major cloud provider. Okay? Focus on the core services of the major cloud providers, which are AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. Don't worry about IBM Cloud, all of this stuff, okay? It is not, I would say that it is not big enough yet for you to worry about them, okay? You should worry about learning in a hands-on way the cloud services that the companies are using right now, which are the cloud services from AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. And along with that, to help you to automate those environments, you should learn more about the DevOps tools, the DevOps technologies, which are Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Git, and others, right? Pipelines, CI/CD, and others, okay? And another thing that I wanted to recommend to you is whenever you learn more about those technologies and services, you should also learn them, align it to those multi-cloud environments, okay? For example, I see some people trying to learn Kubernetes for on-premises, for example. Do you know how many companies are using Kubernetes on-premises versus the number of companies using Kubernetes in the cloud? You know, it's absolutely bigger, the number of companies running Kubernetes in the cloud right now than the companies running in an on-premise environment. So what do I mean by that is when you learn Kubernetes, you need to learn that first, and then once you understand how it works, you should learn how the Kubernetes works in the cloud, which are the managed cloud services for Kubernetes in the cloud. And then when you do this, you are going to be all set, to be among the best and highest paid in this industry. But here's one thing. Just learning will not make really a difference on your career. Just learning without practicing doesn't help at all, because the companies are looking for people that has hands-on expertise. So instead of just learning here and there, just learning the theory or watching YouTube videos, you should start building hands-on projects as soon as possible. Because when you build hands-on projects, when you implement them, you're getting hands-on expertise that the companies are looking for. Okay? And then here's my invitation for you again. Okay? So if you want to build hands-on skills when it comes to multi-cloud and DevOps technologies and be among the best and highest paid, please make sure that you register in the intensive cloud training. Okay? It's going to be 100% free training. You can just scan this QR code. All right? And you can also click on the link that is on the description. And this is a type of training that is going to help you to build your hands-on skill sets that you need to, be confident enough for the companies to, call you and, give you a job opportunity on this industry. Okay? So just go ahead and register on the intensive cloud training now. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you in there. Okay? So with that, guys, I wanted to ask you, please give me a feedback on the chat now, if that makes sense to you. If you were able to understand where you should put your energy at this time, because one thing is for sure, if you want to be successful on this industry, you should put your energy in a proper technologies, and you should avoid wasting time cutting the noise, because it won't help you to achieve your professional goals. Okay? So with that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions. My team is going to be there to take some of your questions on the chat. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for being here today, and hope to see you in the next live streaming. Take care, guys. See you. Bye-bye.